So in this tutorial we're going to have another look at sensitivity analysis, but in this particular tutorial we're not going to look at it in such a general way. We're looking to achieve a certain value. So when we produce our graphs from our sensitivity analysis, we're hoping to home in on a particular value. And the part that we're going to use for this is this fuel tank part. And there's an analysis feature in there that's already set up that tells us the fuel capacity of the part. And what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and find a suitable range of parameters that give us, as near as we can get, 0.35 litres of fuel in this tank. So we're going to bring the tank model in. It's called fueltank.prt and it's in fuel tank sensitivity folder, so we'll just bring that in now. So there's our tank, and what we're going to do initially is just make sure that all the datums are off. They are, and then we're going to run a sensitivity analysis. So we're going to go analysis tab again, sensitivity analysis. We get our little entry window there. We want to define some dimensions that we're going to allow the system to change, so we'll hit dimension, and then it's the base protrusion feature that we're going to select here. So you can see the major governing dimensions that govern the external sizes of this part become visible. We're going to, in this particular instance, choose to vary this 59 here, so you can see that we've got that selected now, and we're going to give it a range of values that it can vary this this parameter in between. So we're going to go from 59, which is the current one, up to 65, and the reason that 59 has been chosen as the minimum is that if we were to read the fluid volume right now, we would see that it's below the 0.35 litres that we're trying to get to. So it'd be pretty pointless to put this minimum value as smaller than the current, because we know that we are going to have to increase the volume inside there. So once we've done that, we're going to tell it what parameter we want to plot on our graph, and it's the volume of the fluid, so it's this bottom one here. And then we can click OK, so it's going to graph that whilst varying this dimension here. So if we just click on compute and let that calculate for a minute. So here's our sensitivity plot, and as we said before, we're looking for a value of fuel held by this tank of 0.35 litres, and we've obviously varied this this height measurement here and allowed the system to tell us how that affects the fluid volume. And as we can see, if we read up this axis, the fluid volume axis, and find our 0.35 on there and then trace across to the corresponding dimension value, you can see that at 61 the graph appears to be almost exactly on 0.35. So if we wanted to change this model, we would go in and vary this value to 61, and that should give us our 0.35 for the fluid capacity of the tank. So basically that shows you how you can hone in on a particular value by using sensitivity analysis.